Alrighty, y'all, so welcome back to another video. So I have a North Face quarter zip pullover. It's brand new with tags, but there's an embroidery right here, and I've been talking about in just recent videos, you may want to just start looking those up because you just never know if there's any value there. I think I would have picked this one up either way since it was new. And there's the tag. Didn't have this one long, probably under 60 days. Picked it up at the bins, probably under $2. It sold for $25.49 plus shipping. Alrighty, so it's a fact that I now currently have more Tennessee Volunteer stuff listed than Oregon Duck stuff. Go figure. This is just a basic volunteer t-shirt. It's not Nike or Adidas. It's Hanes actually. And you can find this stuff down by the carload at the bins for under 50 cents, usually tank tops, t-shirts. I've even showcased some player issue things that if you've been consistently watching, you've kind of seen those over the course of the last couple of months. But anyway, 50 cents, and these usually don't sell for a whole lot. 10 plus shipping on this one. So these are a pair of the loose trading. They're just the carpenter work pants, and I found these down at the bins. Oh, it's probably been, let's just call it a month, because I found these when I dropped my mother-in-law off back up at the airport. So typically when she comes in, I'll go to Nashville one extra day. And once I drop her off, it's usually about 2:30-ish. And so I'll hit up the bins on my way back to Portland. And I think when I went in that day, there wasn't a whole lot of stuff in there, but there was one rotation that came out right before I was getting ready just to head home. And there was a bunch of these, the loose trading pants in there. I think I found like 4 or 5 of them on this particular day. But anyway, they're kind of heavy, probably like $2 to $3, and these sold for 30 plus shipping. Alrighty, so this is a Columbia. It's a breast cancer awareness. I want to say it's the Ben Springs fleece jacket. Found this one down at the Goodwill bins, and I picked this one up right during the breast cancer awareness month, which happened to be last month, but it actually sold in November, which is this month. But anyway, probably $2, and again 20 plus shipping on this one right here. All right, so these are some notable Goodwill bins finds from my 2 days this week. And on average, by staying all day, twice a week, I'm finding anywhere between 200 and 220 items on both of those days. This is a Masters. It's a windbreaker pullover. It's a men's XL, and usually when I find anything from the Masters, it moves really fast, especially if I find like a really nice pullover like this one. This is a really good pickup. And this is a vintage Carolina Panthers, just a snapback. See the Pro line right there, right here. So this will be pretty good. I don't know if I think the Panthers they're doing probably a little bit better than they were last year. So that'll be a really good sale. And this is a Boston Marathon. It's a vintage jacket. This is the brand. You can tell this is the jacket from 2004, the 108th race, I'm assuming. And from April, this took place on April 19th. Here is the logo on the back. Nice windbreaker, and it also has, I'm going to say the year at the top of the hood, if I can find it. Yeah, it's right here. So 2004. So I thought that was really cool when I found it, because usually all the Boston Marathon and stuff, even newer stuff for me personally, it always sells really good. And found these right here. Just put these in just because I always think it's funny when I find Oregon Duck stuff in Tennessee. And in this case, these look almost brand new. I was kind of showing them to some of the guys there that know I'm a huge Oregon fan. So this is probably a 3, maybe even 4-year hold. So I found this sweatshirt down at the Goodwill bins in Oregon. And I remember on this particular day because in one bin there was sweatshirts, jackets, and then even a couple of jerseys from this hockey team. I want to say it's the Montreal Canadiens. Don't quote me. I don't really follow hockey, but I do pick up the jerseys. But for whatever reason, the sweatshirt has lingered around for almost half a decade. But the jerseys and the jackets, I sold those fairly quick. But anyway, this fairly light, probably $1, $1.50, and finally got rid of it for $8 plus shipping. So I'm usually at the Goodwill bins twice a week and all day long. And it's an absolute grind to stay all day, but I've just kind of identified in my current situation with the location to where we're located as a family and the number of times that I can go. It just makes the most sense to stay all day. But by doing so, I pick up stuff that I wouldn't even sniff at in Oregon. Part of the reason because I wouldn't even be there long enough to even do the research. Because typically I would go there from 8 to 10 and then I'm out of the door on to maybe do some RA, retail arbitrage, if you don't know what that is. And then I would hit up a lot of the local thrifts. So in this situation, this is just basically a Joe's Crab Shack t-shirt. And when you stay all day, you're just looking for items that you can pick up that are falling through the cracks, because usually the real good stuff goes right away. And so you have to start trying to just think outside the box if you want to be able to find stuff to sell. And so when I found this, the tie-dye kind of caught my eyes, and so I looked it up and seen that it has like a pretty good sale rate. I mean, this stuff doesn't sell for a ton of money, but again, I can pick it up down at the bins, 50 cents, and in this case right here, it sold for 11 bucks plus ship. So I don't have any returns or anything to process this morning, but I just purchased these, so I figured I would put this in here to maybe provide some value for maybe somebody that's brand new and still trying to figure out how to ship items, kind of what to ship items in. So I just purchased these 12 by 15 poly mailers. I usually buy them about 100 because I don't really use these as consistently as I do the 10 by 12. And what I put in these is usually most of my sneakers that are a little bit bigger, probably size 10 up to about, I can even go all the way up to 15 in these. And also I'll put heavy jackets and sweatshirts in here, and then everything else I usually can fit in my 10 by 12. And again, if you've been reselling for a while, you probably got a good system, but I figured this could kind of help somebody that may be brand new on the journey. Ironically, Vanderbilt actually has a really good football team this year, and you can find a lot of their apparel down at the bins in Nashville pretty easy. This is just a Vandy football t-shirt. I want to say it's a Nike. Yeah, it's a Nike men's large, and again, something like this, probably 25 to 50 cents, and it sold for 12 bucks plus shipping. By far the best benefit that I found for me personally of staying at the bins all day is I'm constantly finding brands that I didn't know prior, because I'm there all day and you have to look stuff up if you want to find stuff that slips through the cracks, because again, all the good stuff goes quick. This brand is a new to me brand. It's called Gramici. Again, prior to finding this one 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had no knowledge of it, and what caught my eye was the print on the back of the hoodie. It looked pretty cool, so I figured I would put it in my cart, give it a go, and this brand usually does pretty well, and it sold, I haven't had it, maybe 3 weeks, 40 plus shipping. Alrighty, also, this is where I'm going to cut the video off at. Got to get the item shipped. Mailman will be here in probably an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I appreciate you guys for coming along with me. If you got anything out of the video, like it. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'll catch you guys right back here on the next video. Succeed.